What's up, everybody? Hello there. Howdy. Uh, what's going on? All those words that mean hello. I want to talk about anger today because I've been on social media and there's a lot of anger going on, and a lot of people just, just, without any thought at all, just spurting out hateful things about everything and everybody for no reason. And it's hilarious. It is pretty funny. But also, I want you to think about how childish that is. It's great to be youthful. It's not great to be childish. There is a difference. You know, there's a difference. If you are a grown man or a grown woman and you're on social media saying screw this, F that, suck this, you know, you are letting everyone see that you lack maturity, that you're not really an adult at all, you know, not a real man, not a real woman. Like, that's the target that you're putting on your back. Like, you're ruining your reputation and your status, and people are just going to talk about you behind your back at that point. Like, you did that to yourself. Um, Stop standing up for things that aren't okay. You know, people are uniting with Antifa and stuff, and they just don't know all the facts. It's important to know all the facts. You know, it's really easy nowadays to take a stand with any number of groups, and you should stand for something. You know, like Martin Luther King said, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Right? It's very true. You should stand for certain things. But if you don't do the research and then you just announce that you stand with someone out of pure emotion, without any logic or thought put into it, you're going to screw yourself over and you're going to mess yourself up in this world. And people are going to be like, why are they supporting that? You know, like, why are you supporting Antifa when they are terrorists? They terrorize people, they destroy property, and they hurt people. What if that was you that was hurt, or your family, or what if that was your house or your business that was burned down? Antifa does things like that. So obviously don't stand for them. But there's people who don't know that and say, I stand with Antifa. Well, a lot of people do know that, so then you're looked at as a person who's just wrong, you know? I just really feel like this video needed to be made. I'm very passionate about this. I'm passionate about maturity. I'm very passionate about being mature. Okay? It's very, very important. Um, because everybody has an influence now. And some people think they do and they don't, and some people think they don't and they do, and people have egos, and there's narcissists and stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff going on, but there's a lot of great stuff going on, and these two things are going to clash, and you can't pretend that bad stuff doesn't exist. But are you supposed to just get a megaphone and just yell at everybody with anger? Like, it makes you look less intelligent, right? You don't look intellectual when you do stuff like that. It makes you look ghetto. It makes you look like you don't know what you're talking about. It makes you look immature, childish, and it makes you look uh, unintelligent. So, obviously, yeah, don't do that. Like, obviously, racism is extremely wrong, but I can understand why it exists because people have certain perspectives. They get those perspectives from the world around them. You know, the black crime rate is pretty high. Yeah, it is. Did you know that I think black people only make up about 6% of the population in America, but they commit 50% of the crimes? There's way more of white people and Hispanic people and Asian people, but maybe not Asian people. Maybe there's even less of them, but there's a lot of white people and Hispanic people in the United States, but somehow they commit less crimes. So what's wrong with the education system? What's wrong with these families and these homes? Are they broken? You know, you can't just cop out and say, oh, they're black, so that's why they commit crimes. No, because that's racist. That's racist. And if you can prove that, go ahead and prove that. You can't prove that because it's not true. Okay. And even if you did prove that, it would be a lot more complicated than that, because that in itself is just a racist cop-out. It's just a racist cop-out, okay? Every race has different things about it, good and bad, okay? And that needs to be talked about too. Stop acting like that's racist, because that's not racist. There are things that need to be talked about every race, and there is violence, and there is, there's all kinds of problems that each race has. And what if one day we found out that white people are more violent genetically? Well, it doesn't show. So who cares? Because at the end of the day, we have free will. You understand? Just be smart about these things. I don't like racism. If I could push a button and end racism, I'd push the button. If I could push a button and end sexism, boom, push the button. Anti-Semitism, boom, I'd end that. Push the button, okay? Ageism, speciesism, boom, push, 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 okay? I would push all the buttons. I would get rid of all this stuff, okay? But it exists. You need to be acknowledged that it exists. Now, let's say I'm a white person, and the only perspective I have of black people is what I see in their music. Look at black music. A lot of black music is rap music, hip-hop. Well, they talk a lot about drugs. They talk a lot about killing people. That's mainstream. A lot of the underground rap talks about more important things, right? But mainstream media portrays black people as monsters. They always have. On the news, they do that. Or they portray them as victims. You're either a victim or a monster. Either one's fine. That's how they think, okay? Because they're fine with black people thinking that they're victims. If you can get if you can get a person to think that they're a victim and then get them to act like a monster while thinking they're a victim, it's perfect. It's a victim creating other victims. And that's exactly what they're doing. And they haven't laid off at all. They've only gotten worse with it. Now they're putting more victim mentality out there and less beast mode, okay? But they've been manipulating black people forever. And I'm sorry if you're offended by the word black. I know some people are. I feel like anything else would be too old school to be okay. Like, people of color, that sounds weird. Yeah, I don't know. I like that term better, to be honest. But I say black because I feel like it's acceptable. So if it's not, sorry. Try to understand me. Like, can you not understand why racism exists? Why do some people hate white people? Because of what white people do, right? I mean, what you've seen from white people. So why are some people racist against black people? Same exact reason. So why would you, as a black man or a black woman, knowing you have the responsibility to portray yourself in a positive way, to break the stereotype, why would you still portray yourself in a negative way? All you're doing is hurting yourself, and you're hurting your entire race. You're perpetuating racism. You're hurting every race, because racism hurts everybody. Everything you do affects everything. People don't realize that. There's not enough responsibility. Anyways, it just made me angry seeing things like that online, of people just blowing up and saying all these horrible things for no reason. Some things not even making sense, but anyways, that's the video. I love you guys, and thank you for watching. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'll be back in a flash, and like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching. My social media is down in the description below. Thank you.